Congratulations, guys. 7-0 after that defeat last week. That must feel so good to get such a big win here today.
Look, yeah, superb. I mean, it's what a difference a week can make. Down in the dumps after last week, that wasn't good enough from us. It wasn't us. It didn't seem like us. But today was definitely us.
Anthony, was it important to show that defeat last week was just a one-off, just a freak result?
Nah, it's just about the attitude from the lads. We wanted to start off the game on the front foot, and I think we did. I think we had 3 goals in the first half, and I said to the lads at half-time, let's keep going for more, let's keep going for more. We know how it felt last week. We want to make sure Brighton feel the same.
Not just any hat-trick for you today, Chris. You're the first Forest player to score a hat-trick in the top flight here at the City Ground since Nigel Clough in 1987. That's special.
Yeah, it is special. I mean, it's all credit to the team. I mean, this lad, he put two on a play for me, which makes my life a hell of a lot easier. And then Morg's getting the pin for the hat-trick. So it's fantastic. I mean, the boys have done superb. Showed great character to come back from last week, and that's what we're about.
A hat-trick of your own today as well, Anthony. A hat-trick of assists. I know you don't get the match ball for that, but as a winger, that must be just as good a feeling.
Yeah, it's always nice. And I think at the end, you could probably see me keep running because I wanted the goal at the end. But nah, I said to Chris at half-time, let's just keep pushing for more. I'm happy you got the hat-trick of goals. And honestly, most important thing for me is the win. And we did that today. So
he's assisted you 10 times in the Premier League since the start of last season. I think it's about time you return the favour, Chris.
Look, he's very good at that. We know the relationship we have. We've got that bond, we've got that connection, and he, as I say, he does superbly for me, and it shows in the statistics, and he was outstanding today. I mean, a hat-trick of assists never goes unnoticed. The boys on flames.
And just finally, guys, I know the club are aiming to qualify for Europe for the first time in 30 years. With every win, does that dream just feel that little bit closer?
It's all about taking it game by game, you know. We can't be complacent. We just got to keep working hard and just continue to let football do the talking and just let the fans continue to believe.
Guys, well done today. And Chris, no surprises. You're today's player of the match. Well done. Thank you. Cheers, Anthony. Well done.
What an afternoon for Chris Wood and for Anthony Elanga. Wood celebrating his 3rd Premier League hat-trick, and what a way for Forest to return to winning ways. I mean, you know, they would have been stung by that 5-0 loss to Bournemouth, but to then put 7 goals against Brighton, those 2 players, the stars of the show, Anthony Elanga with the hat-trick of assists as well. I mean, who would have seen that coming, Steve, as much as we would have seen last weekend coming?
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw the manner of the way they won and the number of goals they scored and the number of chances they created. Nobody saw that. You can't lose 5-0 one week and then respond to a team in the top half of the table and win 7. I thought they'd bully them and win the game, but I didn't expect them to perform like that, and I didn't expect Brighton to perform the way they performed. Yeah. It was a huge margin between both sides, wasn't it? Yeah. Forest were up for it, and Brighton just may as well have stayed in the hotel, to be very honest.
Well, he said you're squirming there, Glenn. Well, look, at least one of your
can't lose 7.
Look, at least one of your teams won today. I mean, your former team. So look, we'll get into the Brighton situation in a moment. But with your centre forward's hat on, Chris Wood and his hat trick, let's have a look at the 3 goals. The first of which, of course, came in the first half.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's his best return at this level ever, and this team's built to provide for him effectively. This is a wonderful header, to control that, to head it down. It's everything you would want as a centre forward. We can see Lamptey just getting in a bit of a muddle here and going to ground, and it makes Elanga's job a little bit easier, but still this understanding between the two of them that Wood's going to peel onto that back post. I mean, I think Jules referenced it in the interview, that's 10 assists since the start of last season between the two, so it's a very fruitful relationship, and I'm sure Chris Wood hopes it continues. I mean,
Glenn, look at this goal. Look where Chris Wood is. Look where the defenders are.
I mean, no one gets within 4 yards of him in the whole instance.
It's terrible. I mean, listen, I don't want to keep going on about taking away from Chris Wood. He scored a hat-trick. He was magnificent. But Veltman, what is he doing? What is he doing? I mean, he just watches and watches and watches. He's got Chris Wood in front of him, one of the most prolific centre-forwards in the Premier League at the moment. And he doesn't go anywhere near him or address the ball. He doesn't do anything.
This was pretty straightforward, I'm assuming, from the officials, the penalty decision.
Yeah, I mean, Tariq Lamptey, he's had a bad afternoon, and it's a clear penalty. He's got both his arms round Morgan Gibbs-White, and Gibbs White well within his right to go down, and I don't think it was a difficult decision for the referee. And then obviously Chris Wood steps up for his hat-trick. He's going to make no mistake against his old club. A third hat-trick in the Premier League and a wonderful season so far.
Brilliant, yeah. You see Morgan Gibbs White's got his arms in the air before it even goes in. He had a great day today, Morgan Gibbs White, and he's just completely eclipsed by Elanga and Chris Wood. But you can do nothing but give credit to Nottingham Forest. They responded exactly how you would want your team to respond. A poor defeat last week and brilliant today. One
thing that popped up is that Anthony Elanga said in the interview, I wanted them to feel like we felt last weekend, and that's that message
quite strong, isn't it?
You never want to get undone like that on a football field, do you? So they wanted them to feel it, and it's that half time, like, keep going, boys, keep scoring, and quite often the forwards are more like that. The defenders are like, we'll just take the win. But they were relentless today.
They got a clean sheet as well today. All the substitutions had an impact when they all came on for Nottingham Forest. So it was a brilliant day all around for the manager and the team.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at those closing minutes, because then that's when Forest really just did not give up, looking for goals 6 and 7. 6 came after 88 minutes, Steve.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there was a shout at one point for a Sangare handball, which would have been harsh.
Yeah, it would have been very harsh. That's when he comes on as a shot, Sangare falls to the ground, and Nico Williams, and he's I know Nico from the Liverpool Academy. I'm thrilled to bits the fact that he got on the score sheet, but even 6 wasn't enough for a minute to go.
He does well to lift this up, doesn't he? Because he knows there's a lot of traffic in front of him. So he takes a step and he has to dig it out. Yeah. Brilliant finish.
Yeah. And that was, you thought the icing on the cake, but there was still time for another one.
Well, I mean, I've got a question about Verbruggen here, to be honest, because I just don't understand what the benefit of playing out is there. Just, you're 6-0 down, away from home, just get rid of it. You're still trying to do the same things as what you do at 0-0, and effectively hands Nottingham Forest to 7th.
Yeah. And dare I say, that dressing room's going to be a very different place to this time last week for Forest.
Yeah, of course. And that's where Brighton are at this moment in time, if anything, worse than what the Forest fans were, and the Forest players were feeling last week. Because, it's never good to be beaten 5. Of course it's not good to be beaten 5, but once it gets over 5, there's almost a sense of embarrassment, isn't it? 7's never come around. That's why it's such a shock when you see them. You think it's a mistake every time you see a number 7 at a football match. And that's what they'll be thinking today. Brighton have got a long way to go, and they'll have to sit long and hard, and the manager will have to sit long and hard with his staff and try and address what has just happened, because that is nowhere near good enough. They have to do something positive next week and respond like Nottingham Forest did today.
So, Forest kick us off in match week 24 with a huge win in the Premier League. Who can do likewise in a 4-game goal rush? Our feature matches.